You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
It is the day after, I guess the day after, but also the day before. It is midweek, week 15. The Titans game is behind us, but we are heading into the Jets game. Charlie Touche, as someone who isn't that good at math, didn't quite understand where I was going with that, but it's fine. As we've seen over the past few weeks, you put any numbers around Charlie Touche and the mind just stops. He's calling timeouts and everything. But following our last episode, first of all, before we get into it, thank you for joining us over here on YouTube live. If you're listening in the aftermath on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast from, I should say, thanks for joining us. Make sure you do all the good stuff, leave a 5-star rating, like, share, and comment over on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, all the social medias. And if you're feeling generous around this Christmas time, give us a follow on Patreon /Go Time Dolphins. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of Tua talk on Tuesday's episode, the Titans review. And in that match, or in the aftermath of that match in general, there's a lot of Tua talk. So we thought, why not discuss Tua? And we have a guest. But before we get into that guest, Charlie Touche, how are you?
It was more like it was a lot of Tua blame. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of Tua blame. But it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Kadeem said it's the day after, and the day before, which sounded super dope. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, oh, yo, that's the thing right there. But it's not the day before. Friday is the day before. Unless we got a Saturday game I don't know about.
No, we have a Friday episode.
Oh, so it's the day before the Friday episode is what you're saying.
Yeah. So I should have cleared up. It was the day after the game, but the day before the next episode, Friday's episode.
But it's not the day before. It's the day before the next episode. You said I wasn't good at math. The day before is Wednesday.
What's today?
I'm tripping. My bad.
It's what it is.
Hey, you know I'm on night shift, bro. My whole clock messed up, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm big tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's he talking about?
If you're not watching on YouTube, it was the realization was like in Charlie's face. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. Like, brilliant. Love that.
But yeah. that was the Tyreek Hill realizing, dang, I ain't gonna be able to play Fortnite on Hard Knocks. But listen, man, Kadeem said it. We got a guest on the episode, and this dude he's not a guest no more. He's a part of the GTD, the fabric, and he's been on this podcast time and time again. But this is the first time he's come to the podcast as a celebrity. He came on, went to Germany, was on TV, made a cameo at the Dolphins-Chiefs game. ShareRide Steve is in the building. ShareRide Steve. What up, bro?
What's up, boys?
With the epic background behind you, bro. Feeling real festive, boy. I like it.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm all about it. All about Christmas, so... had to dig in the drawer and find this bad boy. I haven't rocked probably in 5 years. So,
bro, bro, you came with a what was it? Merino jersey from like 1993, and then I think there was a Don Shula football that made an appearance. It was Don Shula, yeah. Then there might have been one more other thing, and now you got the Christmas background with the Santa Claus dolphin hat. Bro, that's why you the GTD MVP, ShareRide. We rock with you, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Busy and trying to digest what happened. Still Monday night, so
Let's recap, man. Listen, and it's almost like almost every time you come on a podcast, Tua is a conversation, but we're not going to get into that right now. And that was not by design, by the way. It's not like, oh, let's get Steve on to go back and forth. Like, it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? But I told you backstage, I woke up and I came home from work. I work nights. That's why I got the math wrong just now with Kadeem. And I don't know what day of the week it is, but I watched the game and I verbally say, well, at least we won when we're up 14 late in the fourth. Well, at least we got the W. Dolphins gonna win this. What? This is therapy 101, bro. What did you think about the game? Highlight it. Just give it to us. What you
that's a loaded question, man. I did the same thing with my boys in the group chat. I did the same thing. I was like, well, I predicted 27-10 was my prediction, Dolphins. And I was like, didn't go how I expected, but, at least we got the W. And, it was terrible. The ending is historically bad. That wasn't just a loss that a lot of teams experience every week. That was a historically bad loss. Since 1976, no team has lost like that in the last 2-3 minutes of the game by 2 touchdowns. That was the biggest upset of this year. They had 13.5. I saw basically 2 touchdown favorite. I was with you. I didn't think at all that it was a possibility we lose. You simply think Monday Night Football at home against Will Levis and the 4-8 Titans. Like, you don't even have to dig in too deep to say, yeah, that's a W. Like that's I don't need to see the injury report. I don't need to see the weather. I don't need to see anything. That's a W. And we're in a situation now where it's important, where we want that home field advantage. It's huge. It was nice how we played in Buffalo last year with a 3rd string, 7th round rookie quarterback. That still feels good to me. Because I was like, okay, McDaniel, he showed up. Like, he had his team ready. And now I'm like, you know what? We got a healthy Tua. We got this, we got that, and the other. And now we're talking home field. Yeah, I mean, you had all the positive vibes, man. The feels were good. So it was just more devastating than usual, just because I think one of the times I was on this podcast was the loss after to Jacksonville in London, which was just so embarrassing and so terrible. But even at that time, you're just like, all right, this is, I don't want to say the same old Dolphins, but we were used to things like that happening. I thought we were past that. Losing to the Cowboys is one thing, losing to the Ravens, but it was devastating. I'm here to help you out a little bit. I'm usually the Debbie Downer a bit, but this is the circle of trust. This is the friend zone. This is therapy where you can be brutally honest and yeah, I think I'll put some positive takes on the game, but it's not easy.
767 straight games lost by teams trailing by 14 points with 3 minutes left. 767 straight games. No one has overcome a 14-point deficit in the last 3 minutes of the game. Kadeem, what you got for us?
I think Robert Ashton, all the way from Egypt, he says hi from Egypt, but has a question for ShareRide Steve. Why ShareRide Steve dressed as the Grinch? So, Steve, you have to answer that.
This isn't my Grinch outfit. You're going to I can show you my kid's room. It's all Grinched out. No, I was actually trying to be the opposite today on this show.
No worries. And shout out to Kenna Rankin. Excellent question last episode, excellent chat. But yeah, I think I kind of said it on Tuesday's episodes, and I'm kind of in the same headspace now. It's it wasn't a good loss. Like, there's no such thing as a good loss. It was embarrassing. Like, there's no two ways around it. But we're 9-4. It was one bad game, we hope, and we got the ability and a chance to put things right straight away. Sunday, beat the paper planes, and we're all good. And hopefully, we're still in a fight for the 1 seed. But I think the one thing I've seen quite a lot since, happened after the game, happened after our last episode. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. There's a part of the fan base going, I told you so. I told you Tua can't win in November, Tua can't win in December, Tua's not all this kind of stuff. When people say Tua can't win in November and December, I don't know what month we're in. Same way Charlie doesn't know what day we're in right now. I don't know what month we're in right now because we've just passed November and the Dolphins lost, what was it, one game? That was to the Chiefs. We was all there, lost to the Chiefs. Obviously had a bye week and then came back and won 2 straight games in November, 1 start of December. So of the 5 games he's had, he's won 3, lost 2, and I still don't know how he lost one of those games. But yeah, Tua has essentially gone from being a MVP candidate to the Dolphins' problem in essentially 3 minutes in which he was barely on the field for those 3 minutes. Starting with you, Steve. What do you make of that, or this new narrative, which is an old narrative around Tua? And what's your feelings on his MVP candidacy as it stands right now?
Yeah, I mean that ship has sailed. There's zero chance of him being MVP now. I think even finishing strong would. Dak has just been playing on fire. The competition is too strong for him to win that, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not. Man, it sucks to say this, but it's a little bit of a told you so. The problem is with Tua is he's just, when it goes off script. I mean, it's that simple. When a team just has us out of rhythm, it looks bad. It just looks really bad. We are so the timing. I don't think anyone, I don't care who you are, how old you are, has ever seen an offense like ours and it being so precise timing. And I'm even, trust me, Peyton Manning, I'm not forgetting these elite Hall of Famers, but the tight window Tua throws, it's incredible how this offense, when it's on, how the timing is so elite. And that's the problem. And man, I listened to the last episode this morning for you guys, and everyone's saying the defense, the offense. Now, it truly was a team loss. I mean, it really, really was. And Tua, he ranks up there kind of high on the blame for me, just because, man, that stage was his. It was his time. You don't have Tyreek or a full healthy Tyreek. And, we were there for the Chief game. It's like, okay, we've seen at the end of the game where let's go. Let's have a good moment. And not a good moment, but a moment where we remember for years. And that's why it's extra disappointing. And I don't think for a second. I have him ranked where I had him on the QB episode still. I think he's just that guy, and he's better in the system. But if you want him to say, hey, guys, our O-line's not playing great today, our number one wideout's out, and I need you to become Superman, it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying he can't have a play or two, maybe a drive, but he's not going to go 3-4 quarters of just carrying an offense and putting 35, 40 something points on the board by himself. Like he doesn't have the athleticism like other guys do.
Bro, that's funny. Yeah, no, I'm with you on the KC game, because there was no excuse for the KC game. You know what I'm saying? We're all 3 of us were in Germany, and we got to see it live. We got to see you live on TV. Real quick, hey, what was that like, bro, when you found out you were on TV?
Dude, I got to tell you guys, you thought I was sitting there chilling. No, I was actually celebrating. It just caught me late. So
Yeah.
I was feeling good. I had really good seats. I was sitting next to a lot of snobs, I think, because I was trying to get some defensive chance going. And it wasn't really happening. But no, it was awesome. It was cool because my phone, and my friends' phones were blowing up. Like, oh, we just saw you on TV, and yeah, it was cool. It was it added to the experience for sure.
That's what's up. So I feel like you felt, but on the KC game, not really on against the Titans. The KC game, the stage was set, and we were sitting right in front of these KC people, and they were just giving it to us in a passive aggressive way the entire game, and I didn't really appreciate it, right? And when we got the ball back, I'm like, this is it. Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? You this is it. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and silence all of it. And I would have preferred to go for 2 and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But we didn't get there. And, you know, we had the whatever that was with Jeff Wilson Jr. being open and Cedric Wilson Jr. being open, and the ball went between both of them. Like, it was the craziest, like, not right now. You know what I'm saying? So what you just said is how I felt about the KC game, but not about the Titans game. I feel like we just reverted back to 2021, maybe. Well, one of them O-lines, maybe 2020, when the O-line was the worst ever, like 32nd ranked. We had 4 backups in. It's not ideal, but I also put it on McDaniel before I put it on Tua. Tua has a share. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just, this is not on Tua. You know what I'm saying? But some of them plays, bro, I'm like, bro, not right now, Mike. It's like everybody has their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Xavier Howard, like, not right now, Xavier Howard, which he played well, by the way. This is not a shot at Xavier Howard. But everybody had their, come on, bro, not right now, O-line. And everybody did their not right now at the same time, that game against the Titans. So when everyone says, yo, it's a team loss, it's definitely a team loss. And we were in the comments and going back and forth with some people in the comments. We appreciate everybody in the comments, by the way. We're going at a different time today, so everybody, we appreciate when y'all rock with us in the comments, and we get to chop it up with y'all. But I'll say this, as far as the question goes, Kadeem, I think it's not likely that Tua even enters the MVP race this season. It's possible that he goes scorched earth these next couple games, but it's just not likely, right? So, I'm gonna kind of make a detour real quick. ShareRide, you might remember this, you might not, but once upon a time, Ed Reed for the Miami Hurricanes played against Florida State, and he had one of the most epic Miami Hurricanes speeches at halftime, and he was hurt against Florida State, and they were coming back out the tunnel, and he was like, Don't ask me if I'm all right. No, I ain't all right. I'm hurt, dog. Da. You could just tell the entire halftime he was in the locker room like, yo, we not going out like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't come to this school to lose to this team. The biggest rivalry of rivalries in Hurricanes history, right? And a lot of people don't know that the Hurricanes was winning when he did that. Like, yo, this wasn't like some, like, yo, we down 10 to the rivals and we're going to be out of the national championship. Nah, they were winning when that happened. Like, this is classic Ed Reed. And last night at work, this is after the game and like a couple hours ago last night, I'm like, bruh, I need someone in the locker room that was on the team in 2020, 2021 to be like, hey, oh, and last season, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we not going out like this, bro. Like, before anyone in here starts thinking about a 2-game losing streak or whatever type of losing, like, we were 8-3 last year and lost 5 games in a row, and it was on Hard Knocks, and coach said it. You feel me? So I need someone in the locker room to be like, hey, I don't know what y'all thinking about right now, but just know everything in here, like everything that was on tape against the Titans, is unacceptable. Someone needs to come out and put their foot down, preferably not friend of the podcast, Bradley Chubb, because he had his contribution of the foolery. You know what I'm saying? But I need someone to do it and make a statement, and I need the Dolphins to come out and drop 40 and goose egg the paper planes. That's what I need. And then going into Dallas, and we build on momentum like that. And I didn't really answer the question, Kadeem. Yes, it's possible, just not likely for Tua to be a MVP candidate. But I don't think none of that matters no more. Record don't matter no more with Tyreek. It would have been nice. It doesn't matter no more. And I think that's where coach got off script when we get in between the two and I got to get Tua a touchdown to keep the streak going. 22 games instead of 21. Oh, we got to have a certain amount of bro, just run the ball, get in the box. You know what I'm saying? And then we had a backup center, had the center exchange, all the good stuff. But nah, man. Steve, you acting with that quarterback list, talking about Tua. Well, you had Tua on the quarterback list, Steve.
I think I had 7.
7?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's not too bad. 8 or 9. Hold on, which one? 7, 8, or 9? What's it? That's a little different.
I think Kadeem and I had them the same. Which Kadeem? Do you remember where you had?
I was trying to find it.
I'm trying to find it now. QB ranks. ShareRide. Steve ranks. Steve has Tua ranked 7th.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
I have him ranked 7th. Yeah, me and Steve have the exact same place, 7th. And it's funny, I have Dak number 6.
My bad, Kadeem.
No, I say I have Dak number 6, and yeah. Interesting.
Steve had Dak 12, and everybody is open to changing their rankings once we get new information. I think I had Dak at 10. I got the list in front of me now. And real quick, it's funny we were doing this. And again, I don't, this is not where we're trying to go, but real quick, and maybe this is not real quick, but if we could do the draft over, because I remember, Steve, you sent me the link, and you're like, yo, this is a whole episode. We're not going to do a whole episode on it. But if you could redraft the 2020 draft, okay. Herbert, Tua, Burrow, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, the 5 quarterbacks that are almost all of them are top 10 right now. One could argue that all of them are top 10. What's that redraft look like? The top 5 quarterbacks. What do you think the order is? And I'm gonna ask. I ask you first, Kadeem. We asked Steve first. I'll give him a second to think about it. I'm gonna ask you first, Kadeem. Redraft the 2020 draft. Put the quarterbacks in order: Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Jordan Love, and Jalen Hurts as of today. What do you think? Where do you take those quarterbacks? Not where the consensus takes them. Where do you take them? I guess it's like a mini quarterback ranking episode, real quick.
I'd go. Burrow, Hurts, Tua, Herbert, then Jordan Love.
What you got, Steve?
Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Hurts, Love.
I appreciate y'all boys, man. Like, that's pretty solid. I thought one of y'all was gonna flake out on me and just be real politically correct, but that was pretty solid. I'm going Tua, Burrow, Herbert, Hurts, Love, and I just and peek behind the curtain. We had the quarterback ranking episode, and I told y'all to, after the show ended, that I can make a case for putting Burrow in front of Tua, and I really meant that. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, and not to take this into a quarterback ranking episode, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, Burrow is in the injury-prone conversation now, and it's a legitimate thing. Listen, hey, Burrow is, you gonna get the floor, Steve, but Burrow is in the injury-prone conversation now. Yes, he made it to a Super Bowl. And are we saying the only reason Burrow is ahead of Tua is because he's a Super Bowl appearance, by the way? You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, look, Burrow is the only quarterback of those quarterbacks that I see given, like, I could legitimately take over Tua. There's no way on earth that I'm taking Herbert, Love, or Hurts in front of Tua. There's no way on earth. My thing is, Hurts has everything you want on a football team. None of these other quarterbacks has what Hurts has, and thus he's successful with it. Great. I'm not taking that away from him. Jordan Love, he's just not there yet. I think we all agree with that. Herbert, bro, can't get it done. He's had a good team since he's been drafted and hasn't done anything with it. And Steve's gonna say it's the coaching. He had too many coaches or whatever he's gonna say, bro. Like it's not Herbert. Herbert, it's getting easier to convince people like, yo, Herbert is just not it. Herbert might get moved on from by the Chargers, but he's not it, bro. So Burrow is the only legitimate quarterback that I see that you could take ahead of Tua. But you got the floor, Steve.
Wow, I wasn't prepared to talk about this, but you wanted to go there. Okay. Golly, man, where to begin? First of all, the last statement of the Chargers might move on from Herbert. Wow, that would be something. I would bet a lot of money that would never happen. I mean, at least no time soon.
He doesn't get it done.
Okay, so let's just real quick. I'll go through this. When we were talking about the quarterbacks, and I had Lawrence high, we were talking about Lawrence, and you're like, "No, he is. Look at his numbers." And I'm like, "Well, Urban Meyer is trash. He's a terrible, terrible coach." And then Urban leaves, and what happens? Lawrence is not even better. He's in the playoffs, and then he gets a win in the playoffs the next year. So when I say coaching is an important factor for Herbert, yeah, just wait when he actually gets someone good. Hopefully they hire someone legit. I mean, for his sake, not for the Dolphins' sake, but we'll see what happens when he gets a real coach, because that man should have been fired. You have to say everyone on the planet that has any 2 cents would say that man should go. He was underachieving then, and then that playoff loss was historically bad. 2019, you were talking about how, well, 2019, 2020. When was Flores' first year was 19, right?
Yeah.
No.
19.
Well,
Oh, yeah, it was 19. Yeah, because we had Josh Rosen and Fitzpatrick.
So 19 I think it was 19, that like historically bad offensive line. Do you remember who our center was, Charlie?
Can I answer?
It was
go ahead.
Ted Karras. Ted Karras.
Yeah.
Backup center for the New England Patriots. Backing up, and he was the backup. He came to Miami as our starter. We then try to upgrade. We try to improve our line. You know who the starting center for the Cincinnati Bengals is this year? Ted Karras. Yeah. My man Burrow has not been assisted like he should be. So this talk that he's injury prone, he has had an awful O-line the whole time he's been.
I didn't know. Hold on. I didn't know O-line was considered like in the conversation of being injury prone. I thought you just take a hit and you go down. It's your injury. I didn't know that goes on the O-line. Because if that's the case, all of them Tua injuries go on the O-line. What is this?
Okay.
No, don't do that.
What I'm getting at is this man.
The rib injury when the turnstile that was the right tackle when Epinesa cracked Tua's rib. That's not on O-line.
That is the only injury he has suffered because of O-line.
He threw the pass, hit the dude's helmet, and his thumb was fractured. That's on the O-line. What are y'all talking about? Oh, bro, O-line don't get the injuries for the quarterback. Come on,
we had this conversation. Someone in our comments said the exact same thing, and me and you both went, "Don't do that." The only injury which you can put on the offensive line was that Bills injury. The others are a combination of bad luck and Tua. Like, let's not try and rewrite history right now. Let's not do this.
If you're hurt, you're hurt. It doesn't matter how you got the injury, bro. Like,
no, it does matter. It does matter.
It does not matter. You're not playing. You're a quarterback.
No,
on the injury report, you're not playing. It doesn't matter how you got the injury.
Of course it matters. There's context to everything. Yeah. Context to everything.
Hey, I'm gonna use Josh Casker's favorite term: durability issues. It doesn't. We can say injury. We can say this. He's not durable. Joe Burrow is not as durable as we thought he was. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Because he is everything to that team. Like he is. Here's the thing. This is the truth. Cincinnati as a franchise is a bottom 3 franchise in the NFL.
You're
They
right.
are. The history, their ownership is horrific. Like their locker room, their cafeteria, the stories that you would hear players, not in the like 80s and 70s. I'm talking early 2000s.
I get it.
Like a Gold's Gym was a better facility than what the Cincinnati Bengals had. Their cafeteria, McDonald's, was on the level of nutrition. It was a joke. This man took this historically bad franchise, put it on its back, and took it to a Super Bowl. And the argument from you is he got Chase, one elite dude. And I'm like, no, that's a nice addition. That's the argument usually that compare, Burrow got better weapons.
He did have better weapons than Tua for years.
But not
like
now.
He did. No, not now. And look what we're doing. Like 2 years of back-to-back MVP candidacy, and then he went down to a concussion last year, and now we back. Bruh. Yo, hey, you remember Bryce Harper? Where's my ring? Like, yo, that's what I'm on right now. Although Bryce didn't get that ring that year, so I'm not gonna say that. But we're on the way, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, and not to turn this into a quarterback episode because we're not gonna do that. But at the end of the day, bro, when it comes down to durability or who had what, Herbert had elite receivers for his entire career and elite weapons, I should say, for his entire career. Austin Eckler been there. Keenan Allen been there forever. I don't know how this dude is just unsuccessful, under 500 on a career record, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, Burrow is legit. That's my dog. Joey Bullets. I gave him the name Joey Bullets. He's my dog. I just believe. And I understand with this off-script thing, you know what I'm saying? But there's no quarterback that is all 99s across the board in Madden that you're going to be like, oh, this is my quarterback. Obviously not. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Steve.
No, I love how you said that because that's the best example I can give is if you are building a quarterback on Madden, or if you're just if you're going to just not being biased, rate the quarterback, say, okay, this is their arm strength, this is their agility, this is their accuracy.
I could go with that.
If you were to be serious about it, there is no doubt Tua would be lower than Burrow, than Herbert. And because Tua is,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
So,
but
and now we're not seeing the intangibles. We're not seeing.
Hold on, so right.
Go
so,
off.
Hey, look, so Steve. So when you come up with the attributes, make sure there's a category in the attributes that says speed, accuracy, strength, injury. Make sure there's a category that says it, and make sure there's a category that says winner. Make sure there's a category that says dude. He's just a dude, because that's what Tua is. He has it. He's a winner, and he's a dude. Herbert, it doesn't have it. He's not a winner, and he's not a dude. That's Herbert. I'm not talking about Burrow. That's so everybody on that side of the conversation could stay there. Burrow is legit. I didn't say he wasn't. He is the closest one, and it's just opinionated. But yo, Herbert, I think I might have said Herbert twice, but Burrow is legit. Herbert is not. Listen, all that being said, what you got, Kadeem?
You said, make sure there's a it, winner, dude, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in no way, English phrase, I am in no way taking a mick. This season, does Tua have the extra, the it, winner, and dude? And I asked you that question because yes, we are 9-4, but outside of I said this on the Titans review, outside of Buffalo, Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Tennessee, ball into his hands to tie/win the game, 3 losses. And that's the kind of thing where, we need you to essentially, we have one drive down the field, you got to do it. 100%. So again, he's 9-4. So he's won 9 times this year. But for those losses, hey, Tua, the game was in your hands to eke out a win, and for whatever reason, it hasn't happened.
Not 4 of them. I think 3 of them. The game was in. Actually, it wasn't 4. It wasn't even. It was only 2 that the game was in his hands, and with the last drive, and he could possibly win. Eagles. It was out. It was out of hand for the Eagles. It was out of hand for Buffalo too. The only 2 games where.
So with Eagles, we're driving down the field to tie the game, and he throws the interception. The Eagles go down and score. So that's what I'm saying.
But,
so like,
but we seen what that interception was. We understood that it was a wrong route, and there's two receivers in the same area. Like, so that's not really onto it. But hold on, I'm asking you a question though. I'll answer your question though. The question is, here's my thing, because Steve kind of said this too. He was like, "Yo, we needed to see him do this against KC last drive. Same thing, Titans last drive. I'm here for that. I like that." Here's the thing: it's not like he hasn't done it before. It's not like we haven't seen it. It's not like he doesn't have some of the most epic, oh my goodness, games in the history of football. Not just the franchise of the Dolphins. The Ravens comeback is like one of those, this is one of the best comebacks the game has ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he hasn't done it. So when you say this year, does he have it? Is he a dude and is he a winner? I still say yes, but he doesn't. It's not going to happen every single time. And we have to understand that. Not only is it not going to happen every single time, it's not going to have to happen. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you're up 20. Hopefully you're up 10. So in the scenarios where we needed it to happen, it hasn't happened like on the platform that you're talking about, where it's like, yo, Steve said it, and I'm gonna give you the floor, Steve. But I'll never forget this. And I'm a screenshot this and I'll send it to you when we win the Super Bowl. But ShareRide Steve said, and it's not too egregious that like this putting you on blast, but I love it that you said it, because I just couldn't wait for it. Derek Carr and Herbert went back to back in one of the best games I ever seen. I'm like, yo, this is a game. You know what I'm saying? And immediately after the game, ShareRide Steve texted me and said, bro, Tua is never going to have a duel like that. He's never going to go back to back, like back and forth with a quarterback like that and just have a quarterback off. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. And he's done that multiple times now in his career. And that's why I'm like, yo, we've seen it. It's answered. This is not about can he do it anymore. I am done with the can he do it. Is he it? Is he the franchise quarterback? I thought that was done. I'm like, yo, this is we're done with that. We're moving on to when are we going to win the championship? What's it going to look like? We have expectations now. But go ahead, Kadeem. You say you want to get in?
Maybe it's my memory. You said he's done it multiple times.
Yes, he's done it multiple times.
We're talking Cardinals.
Okay.
No. So Cardinals.
No, go ahead. Continue.
Buffalo.
Okay.
I am not counting the Ravens because we were down so bad. To come back, great. You come back from behind, but that. Listen, Baltimore, Miami isn't a back-to-back. If you're down 35 points, you come back to win. That's not back-to-back.
Continue. This is your point. Go ahead.
And so I can name two off the top of my head. I might have forgotten some, but legitimately, what the other ones? And I guess two is multiple. But what
it's wild. It's wild that one of the best comebacks in the franchise history you just gonna omit. But that's your point. No. You just gonna omit it. But it's okay.
No, I'm not admitting it. To me, a back and forth is you score, I score, you score, I score.
Okay.
If you're down 35 points, that's not a back and forth.
All right,
that's a back, and you've had to come forth.
So
there's
December,
no back and forth in that.
December last year when we lost to the Bills, that wasn't a back and forth. It wasn't a heavyweight fight.
Sorry, when we what? Sorry,
that wasn't a heavyweight fight when we played the Bills in December. The ice ball games when they were throwing ice balls at us.
And we what?
We lost.
But we lost. But no. We said
no.
Hold up. Steve said he wasn't going to be capable of going back and forth and exchanging blows. Like, yo, we have a quarterback that's going to keep us in these games. Is the point? Like, it was like, yo, no. He's not capable of going back and forth with a heavyweight. By the way, heavyweights that don't have what he has, the intangible he has, and they have their own issues. Josh Allen leading the league in turnovers and on a historical rate. By the way, I'm just saying, bro.
Right. So and again, listen, this
bro. Hey, Josh Allen turnover rate is so wild that Kadeem thought that there's no way that this could be accurate. Like, there has to be turnover on downs. Like, that's how many turnovers he has.
Yeah,
like, the dude is a turnover machine, bro. Like, yo, he's getting endorsed by Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kremes with this turnover rate.
Very quickly. Shout out to Robert. He said this ages ago. Twitter, I told you so explosion is because they've had to wait so long to say it, but I can't argue with ShareRide Steve about the timing thing. It is too much kryptonite. And then he just said down 35 is a comeback better than Lazarus. But
My dog, I love it.
But again, I'm not knocking Tua, but in the nicest way possible. I don't want a quarterback who in a back and forth takes L's. Like I'm not giving him credit. I'm not giving him credit
we weren't
for
talking
a back
about
and
the
forth.
L's. We were just saying that is he capable of keeping your
you.
team in the it's your text, but hey, bro, don't make me look for this text right now, Steve. Don't make me look for the text right now on the podcast, bro. This is your text. You sent the text, bro. Hey, continue.
But again, it's like Herbert is an excellent example of going back and forth and taking L's. It's like, dude, you're going back and forth, and then when it's your time to drive down the field and win, you lose. I don't want that quarterback. I want that quarterback.
I'm so glad you said that, because I'm not taking that away from Herbert, because he's capable of doing it. Herbert is not a bottom tier quarterback. He's not a 15 and average quarterback. Herbert is a top 10 quarterback. And that he's a top 10 quarterback because of that. He just loses. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't say he's not capable of doing it. Like, so if that's the case, that's Herbert. So you talk, matter of fact, you just proved my point. ShareRide Steve talking about Herbert and Derek Carr. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when Tua does it, it's he didn't win. Herbert's not a winner. Derek Carr's not a winner. That's my point. These boys ain't winners.
Yeah, and again,
hold up. So when you say they were capable of going back and forth and having a shootout like that, they're not even winners. So here goes Tua, a winner, but when he goes back and forth and capable of having a shootout, he didn't win. But Herbert doesn't win, and Derek Carr doesn't win. So how does that work?
But then that's why I asked the question was this season. So I specifically said this season, has he been a winner in those situations? Of the 4 games,
the way you just pivoted, this should be a basketball podcast. I'm just saying that was a clean pivot right there, bro. Hey, hold on, Steve. This is your conversation, Steve. You kind of quiet. And look, I think I should save you and not even give you this, but we're gonna move on because I just feel like
no.
I'll give it to you. Hey, hold on. So I'll give it to Steve. Since you want Steve to have it, I'll give it to you, Steve. Derek Carr's a loser. He's not a loser. Derek Carr is not a winner.
Derek Carr's a loser. No,
I like Derek Carr. Derek Carr's not a winner, and Herbert's not a winner. And they went back and forth, and they have shootouts. So how is Tua being a winner and going back and forth and having shootouts not considered one of those 2 quarterbacks that you said he wouldn't be? That's your question. That because Kadeem wanted me to give it to you.
I hate you for making me be the villain. I come on this show and be a villain, bro.
I didn't want to do this. Kadeem made me do it. Kadeem said give it to you.
All right,
we just said give it to you.
On, and now you're making me, because I'm not gonna be on here and lie. I can't. And you know what is so sad? What we were just talking about. You know what's so depressing is the fact that how many games in are we with Tua now? And we talk about his best games. We talk about the Raven game, which is absolutely worth mentioning. It was a crazy game, historic win. There was a lot of busted coverages that helped us win, so it wasn't like he was threading needles in the whole comeback. Regardless, fine, that's fine. But then we go to the Cardinals, a meaningless, pointless game, and that's the highlight. Like what? And who was he battling? What quarterback were we even playing? Was it Murray?
I did not bring that game up. I did not have. I didn't. That's
no.
Kadeem. But you highlight at my points. Don't highlight Kadeem's points. Like that's not even my.
Charlie, what's Tua's top 3-4 games? And I'm talking about not beating down a Washington team like we just did. I'm talking about.
Hold on. So what's the top game?
Toe to toe with a Burrow, Mahomes.
All right, so look, I just want to be clear.
Have been winning. Brock Purdy.
I want to be clear. So what's a top game? Is a top game like a back and forth game, a statistically 500-yard game? What does that mean? What's his top games? Help me understand what that means.
Signature victories.
Oh, wins. So now it's wins now. Because if that's the case, Herbert ain't got none of those. He has none of those in like shootouts. Herbert don't have shootouts that way he comes back and wins. He doesn't do that. Now, if he does, it's not a signature. Like,
Okay,
so
okay.
that's my
Okay.
point.
And
So
does
why
Burrow
hold
have
up.
any
So
signature
hold
wins?
up. So right, that's my point. So my
He's
point
got-
is, my point is, my problem is not with Burrow. Burrow's my dog. I hate when y'all try to make it seem like Burrow is
Oh
not.
no,
Joey
Burrow's
Bosa.
my dog. Don't you just fix
So
that.
listen. It's funny how when you say it about Tua, signature wins, top games, but as soon as I say, well, what about Herbert? It's but Burrow. Like, no, what about Herbert? But Burrow. But what about Herbert? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. Y'all boys, y'all got the pick and roll going. Y'all got the give and go going. This is not a basketball podcast. Y'all boys pivoting real good right now.
Hold on, real quick. You have Tua ahead of Herbert or Burrow. Forget Herbert. Let's take
Yes,
Herbert off the table right now.
I do. All right, let's take him off the table. I do.
So how could you have that when Burrow has played excellent against Mahomes? Like, has gone into Kansas City and beat Mahomes. What games has Tua had that are comparable to that? Tell me.
He doesn't have
zero.
Right,
so
I'm gonna give you a question. Let me ask you a question.
I'm not trying to crap on my man.
So this is just a rhetorical question. You don't want me to answer it. Listen, Burrow is the kryptonite to Mahomes. It's cool. There's no taking that away from him. Tua doesn't have the wins over Mahomes, but he does have the competition over Mahomes with subpar practice squad players. It's a legit thing. The Dolphins were only down 7 with 4 minutes to go against KC when people who are not even in the NFL anymore were our starters. So, yeah, it happens. You know what I'm saying? But we lost just now to the Chiefs. I get that. I'm not saying Tua is the best quarterback in the league. Actually, he might be. As of today, he isn't. But that's what I'm saying. Matter of fact, you know what? I think Tua is the best quarterback in the league right now. Matter of fact, I can make that case. Tua is the best quarterback in the league.
Will Levis is.
I'm done. Hey, next question. Next question. Let's go.
When you lose to Will Levis, you are not the best quarterback in the league. I hate
next question.
News.
Listen. Let's bring this up. Dolphins had it was reported that the Dolphins had a players only meeting today. The Ed Reed speech probably happened today, right? I was happy when I seen it. Omar Kelly said it. Turns out it wasn't a players. Me and you, Steve. A players only meeting is, hey, don't leave today after practice. We got to talk, and it's only the players, no coaches, and it sounds like what it is, players only. But turns out it wasn't players only. However, it was still a meeting called by the players. What do you make of it, Steve? Although it wasn't a genuine like players only meeting, but it was like a off script. Yo, we need to talk. It was an intervention. You know what I'm saying? What do you make of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you love it? Was it needed? Was it necessary? Was it unnecessary? Are we just gonna walk over the paper planes or what? What do you make of it?
There's only one answer to this question, and it's love it. It's love it, love it, love it. Because right now we're down. You think how do you think they feel? These guys put all this time and energy into it, and you get that result. And what you need to do is you need to turn the page. And this team clearly understands how bad that loss was. It's no secret. The reporters, the media, the fans, we all know how bad. So yeah, this is something where you need some therapy. You need to go and talk this thing out a little bit. You need to, if someone is unhappy about a scheme or something, you need to air it out. This is the time, because this is the stretch. We are coming down the stretch, what we've been talking about forever. And we thought the real stretch was starting with the Cowboys. Well, guess what? It's starting with the Jets now, the paper planes, because we just lost to a bad team. And no more, we just show up and we're going to win. And the Jets had I'll say paper plates. I apologize for saying that name. They just had a pretty good win. It was weird. 0-0 at half, and then they win 30-6. Yeah. I didn't watch the game, saw some highlights, so I don't really know.
The quarterback they were playing against, wasn't he hurt or something? Something like that.
CJ Stroud went out.
CJ Stroud. Yeah.
He left.
Shout out my dog. So shout out to my dog, CJ Stroud. By the way, is this on? Shout out to our dog, CJ Stroud. I was just saying. My bad. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I love it, man. We need to. I'll bring this up. I am old enough to remember. I actually remember watching the actual game, but when the 49ers, the year they won the Super Bowl in like 94, They lost to the Eagles 40-8. And I don't remember how good the Eagles were. And I think they were all right. But that Niners team was awesome. Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, Stubblefield, like go down the list. That team, like that was my youth, the Cowboys and the Niners. And that team got rolled up, the Niners, 40-8. And you know what? Sometimes you need those wake-up calls. Sometimes you need to be humbled. Sometimes, and I think, trust me, when you're watching ESPN and you see the Dolphins #1 seed all day, every day, you start to feel yourself. You start, okay, we got this team, we got the Jets. Like, we got a chance here to do some great things. And then you get comfortable. And then the adversity hits, what's going to happen? So right now we had a huge step back, and it was huge. Let's not kid ourselves, because
huge.
And I'll rank it as such, because last episode you guys went over it. But in my opinion, Mike McDaniel is most to blame for that loss. Then I put it on Tua. Then I put on Fangio. Then the defense, and I put O-line last. That's just my opinion.
I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that, because I believe McDaniel should get most of the blame. And then Tua is the extension of the head coach, and he has to execute. I'm 100% okay with that. I don't agree 100%, but I'm okay 100% with that. And I'm gonna give it to you, Kadeem, real quick to answer the same question. Dolphins had 5 games, and you're allowed 1 mulligan in the last 5 games, and you use your mulligan on the Titans. Are you kidding me, bruh? I just got goosebumps, bruh, about how sour I am about all of this. You know what I'm saying? And you used it on the Titans the first go round. Like, I would just use it right now. Get out of jail free right here. And that's so wild. But I agree, Steve. I wish I was in there. I need to know what happened. You know, I'm a holla at Marcel Louis Jock, friend of the podcast, Go Town Dolphins, see if I can get something from him. You feel me? But so anyway, but nah, man, you needed that, and I hope we see the type of plan that when Tim Tebow said, "I promise you'll see the best version of me forever," and bro, whatever that Tim Tebow speech was, and they didn't lose a game after that. That's what I need to see right now. And then, matter of fact, hopefully it's on Hard Knocks, right, and like they don't show it, and it comes out in the 30 for 30, like, you know, something like that. I need a documentary of when the Dolphins won the championship in 2024 and what this meeting was about. I need it to be the catalyst to our success moving forward. But go ahead, Kadeem.
Yeah, I think that meeting is important. First of all, shout out to Omar the Clown for saying it was a players meeting, which wasn't really a players meeting. That's the biggest Omar the Clown thing he could do. Hey, don't have a players meeting, but the coach is there. Yeah, that's not a players meeting, you clown. Like, let's not do this right now, Omar. Like, let's not do this. So shout out to Omar the Clown. Until he starts getting things right, you are a clown. Second of all, I think it's important to have that conversation, but to be yourselves. The Dolphins are 9-4, or the Dolphins were 9-3 because they were themselves. They were an extension of, the offense was an extension of Mike McDaniel. Defense was an extension of Big Fangio. I don't want to see the Dolphins in the next 4 games play within themselves. Start playing scared. Let's not start doing that. One of the problems I've had with the play calling, definitely against Titans, but in recent weeks, is there's so many throws behind the line of scrimmage or like before the first down check marker. It's like 3rd and 4, and you're throwing like 2 yards forward and then hoping someone can make a guy miss. How about we stop doing that? How about we know what works? You've got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You've still got, Cedric Wilson. You've got guys who can go downfield and be an absolute problem. Let's start doing that again. So the meeting's great. Shout out to Robert Ashton. He said this to someone else today. This was the best game we could have lost of the ones we have left. Major reality check. Let's see what the team is made of. Kick on or fade away. Personally, the best game to have lost would have been the Dallas game, because you would have beaten Tennessee in the paper planes and the AFC East is wrapped up. And then it's like, okay, what do we need to do to to win or to secure the 1 seed. Like we said last episode, we've lost that cushion. We've lost that little wiggle room, kind of. But yeah, the meeting was needed. Just go out against paper planes and remind them why Tua hasn't lost to the paper planes yet. Why the only time he beat us was when we had Skylar Thompson, and that was because Teddy Bridgewater went down. We aren't the same team. Like we're not playing the same sport right now. We're going to come out. We're going to bash you from pillar to pillar, post to post, from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. We're going to get out of there and have some fun. But no, that conversation was clearly needed because after a loss like that, it seemed like something needs to be aired out.
Listen, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in on what Kadeem said about the play calling and too much behind the line of scrimmage. For months now, I know you guys actually just recently, episode or two ago, talked about is Tyreek getting too many targets, and for months I've been feeling this way. I have not loved how the offense has looked, and we cooked Washington. Like I understand we've had nice games where you can't complain about it, but I truly believe we've been so reliant on Hill this year that we've become predictable, where I'm okay with him getting a ton of touches. And even the touches where, he's running in motion and we're doing a little shovel pass. Okay, there's a touch. Like I want to give the man touches. There's no doubt. But here's my red flag. And it's been my red flag because of probably fantasy football brought this to my attention. Waddle. I know he's been banged up and nicked up, but besides Hill, who has gotten off all year? No one. Like Waddle's had a couple nice games, but his best games, like 8 catches, 110. We've dropped a 70 burger this year. We just dropped 45 on Washington. Why doesn't Waddle have a $150 touchdown game? Because I understand we're Mostert's been going off and Achane, it's been good, but it's like we just saw what happened to Hill. But my issue is why can't we get Wilson? Why can't Wilson have a 100-yard game? Where are these other guys? Braxton Berrios actually looked pretty good at the beginning of the year. He's no longer existent. Like I just feel like these other wideouts who in my opinion, I think are fine. They're talented. Like I'm happy with our wide receiver room, but we've become, it feels obsessed with getting Tyreek the 200 or 2,000-yard year. Yeah. And that's what it feels like.
I agree. It does feel like that. Can you guys hear me? Because I just had a little glitch. Yeah. All right. So
all good.
I do agree. I do think it's where I don't think it's a forcing it to Tyreek, but I think it is concentrated for sure. And I think it's designed again. I think it can be concentrated without being forced, if that makes sense. But I was just talking to LB. LB called me yesterday and had his own therapy session. I need to charge him for a private, you know what I'm saying? And and he said the same exact thing about Waddle. I actually traded him in the other fantasy league and acquired Waddle. And Steve, you've seen that I acquired Waddle in the Go Time Dolphins fantasy league. My thing is Waddle broke a record his first season, exceeded expectations. Second season, did the Vegas line for touchdowns for Waddle was like 4.5, right? Over under, and he had 8, doubled it. Exceeded expectations. Now he just looks like a regular number 2, and we're spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Waddle, hey, I need you to be the best number 2 in the league. I think this is first world problems. In my opinion, I think it is. But when it matters the most, I need to see it come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Just like Robert said, this is the best game we could have lost. I disagree with that. I'm not trying to lose no game. But if we do lose, cool. Because there is the silver lining. And I've been trying to say this for 2 episodes now. And I almost forgot it on this one. So I'll say it now. The silver lining is it's a reality check of reality checks. Now you're going to be hyper focused on, nah, bro, ain't no way. And that's how you get this meeting instead of hitting cruise control and again, like getting walked over by Dallas and by Baltimore. This might put people on like, yo, baby, I can't stay up tonight. Like, we got 9 more weeks left in the season. I got you. Give me 2 months. We're going to feed you, baby. I got you. But I can't stay up tonight because we just lost to the Titans. You know what I'm saying? And I need to focus on the end of the season. And you got your ring. I need to get mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what needs to happen in some of these houses. You feel me? But all that being said, we're going to get into bonus time. Steve, bro, we love you here on this podcast, man. We appreciate you rocking with us and Go Time Dolphins. Just being just a part of the fabric of the podcast. And maybe we could pull up I'll give Kadeem a second to pull up the picture with everybody. Not now, but for bonus time, because I know you don't like being surprised with stuff. But we appreciate you, man. You want to say something before we go into bonus time?
No, I love coming on, man. I wish I could come on more, but life is busy, and you guys do a great job, man.
Man, we appreciate you. Kadeem, you want to say something before we go into bonus time?
Yeah, just very quickly on the Tyreek Hill thing. It's when we're like on the when we get into the red zone, everyone knows you're gonna throw that fade right to Tyreek Hill. Everyone knows it, so just not doing it. Like it's at a point now where it's like, and again, you can be cute off it. You can, and again, Tua, of all the Tua bashing we've given him, this offense and Tua can do things. Go, yo, how'd you do that? You can fake the fade route and then throw to someone else. That's cool. Start implementing some of that because Steve said it. Robert said it as well. One-dimensional. We become really one-dimensional, and it's not one-dimensional where we're succeeding.
I don't know. We one-dimensional, bro. I think we're one-dimensional at times, but we're not really one-dimensional, bro. We got options, bro.
We have like 3 guys scoring touchdowns this year. 3.
All right. Hey, listen. Hey, by the way,
hey, where's Smythe at in the red zone? My man can't get in the red zone.
Smythe barely catching the ball, bro. I need Smythe to get on top of it. Like Smythe, the same way Gold's Jim caught a stray from Steve earlier in the episode. Smythe just caught one too. You need to hold on to the ball. Listen, I'm 5'9" and 3/4. I'm 5'10", I call it. Tyreek Hill, I don't know what he's listed at, but dog is 5'8" at best, 5'8.5". Because I was right in front of him when he signed the hat. You feel me? Shout out. Appreciate you, Cheetah. We can't be throwing fades to 5'8" people, bro. We can't do it, bro. We can't throw fade routes to people that are 5'8". But let's get into bonus time, man. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons and ShareRide Steve, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Yeah, Steve, you have a nice Christmas tree that comes from Robert Ashton's missus. Shout out to Robert Ashton and the missus. And
shout out to Robert Ashton and the missus.
I did have it ready. I've now lost it and I've got it back again. The last time we were all together, or the first time we were all together, Germany. Shout out to this team, to the squad.
Man, anybody watching on YouTube before the live or after the live, or during the live or after the live, from left to right as you're looking at it, that's Bert. He was there when we first well, let's do it like this. All the way to far left is Bert, far right is LB, and myself met Kadeem in London in 2017. And that was the beginning of the end right there. Or not the end, but that was the beginning of forever. And then you got 5 Lee to the right of Bert, second from the left. And you have myself, you have Kadeem, and then you have ShareRide Steve, second from the right. And we'll share the ShareRide story some other time. But I was basically a ride share driver. ShareRide Steve was the last ride of the night for me. We had like an hour drive. Dude said, man, so you said something like you an early bird, bro. Like this is like, you know what I'm saying? It was like 5 a.m. maybe. I like, nah, this is my last ride. I'm a night owl, you know, so I'm going to sleep after this. And chopped it up for like what seemed like 15 minutes because we were talking about the Dolphins, and that ride went back way too fast. Got out, dapped it up like we was homies. Like straight up, like, hey, man, hey, you be good, man. Safe flight, you know what I'm saying? And the rest is history, and that's everybody in this picture. Shout out to 5 Yard Lead, Dolphin UK podcast, official Miami Dolphins podcast. But yeah, that was the beginning right there. I love this picture, bro. But yeah, man, let's get into bonus time, man.
I have something. So Connor Williams officially out for the season. ACL injury. Teron Armstead, injured quite a bit. Friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, probably not going to be back for another few weeks. So the Dolphins signed Melvin Ingram, defensive end, to the practice squad. Charlie, what do you make of the Dolphins bringing back Melvin Ingram when, in my opinion, and I think everyone else's opinion, there's a glaring issue at offensive line due to all the injuries?
I love Melvin Ingram coming back. And before we went and got JPP, I thought it should have been Melvin Ingram. And to answer your question, I'm going to say what I always say about when people say, oh, well, why'd you trade for Claypool for a 7th-round pick when you need O-line help? Find me an O-lineman that could come contribute that is worth a 7th-round pick, and I'm pretty sure Chris Greer would have did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we have the issues on the O-line, but I think we're at the point where Greer and McDaniel are like, yo, we have to trust the process and our players before we go get people on the street that don't even have a team, by the way. The trade deadline passed. So you can't go to another team and go get people from other teams and put them on our team. So you have to go find people who are on the street, jobless, may or may not have been working out on your playoff run. Nah, so they're probably going to trust what they got. And they say, yo, we look at all positions. Shout out to friend of the podcast, Elijah Campbell, by the way. He got that fumble. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Yeah, we need. I ain't gonna lie. I'm concerned about this O-line now. Again, like before I was not. I'm concerned now when Hunt doesn't come back for weeks. Armstead is Armstead. You're without a center, which means you're without a center and a left guard. There's only one position, by the way, that is secure on the O-line, and his friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson. Who's seen that coming?
Steve, all you?
Yeah, it's I saw some actually pretty big names available on the street right now that definitely caught my eye. Ben Jones, former center of the Titans. That dude was a dog. Real tough guy, physical guy. And then someone I wanted in like 2019-20, Rodney Hudson. That guy was elite for years, and now he's definitely old, and I don't know what he has left in the tank, but I would definitely bring some of those guys in for a workout for sure. I think us patching in-house, which like we've been doing, has been okay, but clearly now we're getting to a level where, in game, if 2 guys go down, what are we going to do? And that's why I like the Ingram signing, because you don't know, we're gearing up for a run. I mean, let's face it, even with this loss, there's no doubt about it. Expectations are still Super Bowl. Let's not get it twisted. So depth is important for a championship team. And yeah, we need to at least work out a couple guys on the O-line and go from there. But honestly, if McDaniel, he just needs to dial it in, get rid of that ball in 2.5 seconds, and you got no worries on the O-line. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, the run blocking was really good against Tennessee, and they're a physical team. They're not a team that you push around. So we're
elite run defense, Tennessee.
We were getting a nice push. I mean, definitely get to the second level. I thought, well, I wasn't, like I said, I ranked it like 5th biggest problem from that game for me. I thought the O-line was okay due to the injuries, and our defense has injuries too with Baker, Holland. You just got to make do for the time being, with some guys coming back and some guys not. Now with Williams, okay, now that's why I'd like to see a veteran come in to work out, because Williams ain't coming back in that locker room this year.
Before I give it to you, Kadeem, to answer your own question, shout out to friend of the podcast, Brandon Jones, which might have to be nicknamed friend of the podcast, Brandon Friendly Fire Jones. The way he took out Baker and Xavier Howard last game, he almost took him out. I'm like, dang, bro, like, yo, vibe. Shit. Obviously, it wasn't reckless or intentional, but it's ironic that he just both of them boys. Brandon Jones took him out. But what you answer your own question, Kadeem? What you got?
Very quickly on the friend of the podcast, Brandon Jones thing. It wasn't intentional, but it's kind of reckless. Like, yo, I understand if you're taking out your own players, that's like the definition of reckless. Like, it's not on purpose, but you're being reckless. Like, yo, like,
if you take out someone unintentional and it's not reckless, it's unfortunate. But if it's reckless, then it's reckless. I don't think it's reckless. I think it was a collision at the goal line. We got to stop this dude from getting in the box. I don't think that's reckless at all. And then there was one where there's 6 hands going for a ball. Like, yo, this is it's football. This is gonna happen. It wasn't like it was only Xavier Howard there and it was 4 hands going for the ball and they collided. That's pretty reckless. Like, yo, I need to get this pick. I got an incentive. Like, no, it wasn't that.
Robert Ashton asks, not just picking up man at the street, but fitting into quite complicated offense. Is that easier for O-line? I think with the Dolphins O-line, it's like most offensive lines. There's a lot of pulling and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, probably not the easiest one to come in December and get to grip with. What I will say, Charlie, very quickly, you spoke about if I heard you correctly, you said it's difficult to pick up someone off the street and who might not have been working and plug them into the team in December. Isn't that what you said?
Certain positions, it is difficult to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. My whole thing with Melvin Ingram is, you just picked up JPP. Cool. Either you're not quite happy or you still think you need more depth. So you picked up Melvin Ingram. Cool. Fair enough. Looking at the available free agents, this was updated allegedly 3 days ago. Notable names. Lyle Collins, number 1. Melvin Ingram was there, number 6. Zach Ertz is still there. But yeah, like offensive lineman, you got Ben Jones at center. You got like Andrew Norwell at guard. Taylor Lewan at tackle. There's, in my opinion, there's names, and obviously you can still pick up or promote Olamo Uluwave.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, my bad. I cut you off. My bad.
No. All you. What you gonna say?
I didn't know Taylor Lewan was out there, and I did know that, but I thought he was picked up by now. And here's my thing. I remember we I don't know if y'all remember this. Remember when Eric Fisher spent the night with the Dolphins and then got a check and cleared it on us? Like, bro, I thought Eric Fisher had at least one more run in him, and he didn't even make it to a uniform before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with players that are long in the tooth, got some miles on the tires, and then you ask them, this is a big ask. This is not, hey, can you come in and replace somebody for a few snaps? This is, can you come in and start, bro? I don't know if that's expected, but with the names that you just said, I have no idea how Lyle Collins don't get a visit. You know what I'm saying? You at a minimum have to get a visit unless there's some, because we didn't get him last time when he was available for trade and we let him go to Cincinnati. He was on the market again before he left Cincinnati. Now he's actually on the market. So you gotta believe there's something there with the Dolphins that they don't like. And if it's because he's like I would say injury prone, but he's been hurt lately, it doesn't matter now because there's only 9 weeks left in the season. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's 9 weeks. Bring him in. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Like, yo, this is not cap money that is being affecting next year. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? So if it's Charlie Touche and I'm being consulted on the 24 and my GM prowess, I'm bringing in Luan and Collins, and I'm just signing them, both of them. All right, we just need bodies now. Like, y'all know that song? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Bodies hitting the floor in Miami right now.
SummerSlam. Is it SummerSlam 2000?
Oh, this guy went to wrestling. Like, I thought you were actually gonna. Look at this guy.
Yeah, like that was a SummerSlam theme tune one year, like around like the 99 2000. I'm a wrestling guy.
But yeah, I think like, bro, and then 3 drives in a row, 3 Dolphin players got hurt. Was it Howard, Deshaun Elliott, Tyreek Hill? It might have been more than 3 drives. Williams who?
Connor Paul.
Oh yeah, Connor Williams. Like, bro, bodies was hitting the floor, bro. Yo, we just need bodies. Go pick up whoever's there and just put them on the team. Like, allow Collins and Taylor Lewan. Like, I don't know if Taylor's personality fits our locker room.
Yeah, I don't think
dude is a unique dude, bro.
But no, I think so. Very, very quickly, the Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, they all know what they're doing. Like, there's a reason why they haven't brought in anyone on the offensive line just yet. But you have to imagine they are scouring the notebook, the contact, saying if you've played offensive line over the past few years and you are a free agent right now, we're going to be calling you very, very soon. Even if it's just to get them in the building on the practice squad in case they are needed on one day. Because again, you're now at a stage where, like, I'm pretty sure Ryan Hayes was active for the last game.
That's crazy, bro. Seven round undersized,
who like left and came back. Like, you're now at a stage where it's like, yo, it might not even be. You might need to stand on the sideline just in case. But that's the thing. Is like a Lyle Collins, just in case. Like, be on the sideline just in case. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully you get Armstead and Hunt back.
So go ahead, Steve. You were gonna say something before I continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say signing veterans can be very dicey, but I think we're in a great situation. 2 reasons. One, we're a legit contender, and that's what veterans are gonna want, especially ones that don't have a ring yet. And second, the weather. So these old guys, they don't want to be going up to these cold weather climates when they're 35 years old or whatever, and go through that. So I think on the surface, we have a head start over the vast majority of the teams, and we're not going to just have a guy that's coming in just maybe to get a paycheck, because we're at a point now where it's, we're on the fringe. And I think a veteran would know that and knows that he needs to strap up when he walks in that door.
For the most part, if you play your cards right, you only have 1 cold weather game left for the rest of the season, including the Super Bowl, and that's in Baltimore. And I don't want to say worst case scenario, because there's way more scenarios than what I'm about to say, but maybe you have 2 cold weather games left, 1 at Baltimore or 2 at Baltimore or 1 at Baltimore. Yeah, just 2 at Baltimore, really. You know what I'm saying? And then super worst case scenario, you got 3 because Buffalo won the division. That'll be the. But y'all got to check on me. Check, but y'all got to check on me, boy. If Buffalo win the division,
very, very, very quickly. Just I don't want to, but imagine that last game, Dolphins lose, and all of a sudden it's not only Buffalo. Let me finish. If we're going down the whole Buffalo, like Buffalo win the division and knock us down to like the 7th seed, it's just like, yo, how did it happen?
Kadeem, I sat here on this podcast and said, there's no way we're losing to the Titans. We're losing to the Paper Planes. There's no way we're losing to the Commanders. And we lost, bro. We're not putting that out there, Holmes. We're not doing it on Go Time Dolphins, dog. New drink. Hey, real quick. And something we were talking about, ShareRide Steve, and we just touched on it in the text message. Does Bill Belichick stay in New England next year, or does he go somewhere else?
He's gone.
Out of there.
He's gone.
The rumor today that he's done. That they are like essentially putting it out there. He's gone at the end of the season. Reports have already said, reports like NBC, Yahoo, NBC Sports Boston. Decision being made on Bill Belichick. End of the season, he's done, and the most likely candidate is Jared Mayo. Like, they're just like, no, we're not. I think part of it is, and I know you asked Steve. I think part of it is seeing what DeMeco Ryans is doing in Houston and saying we want some of that. Belichick, get out before someone takes DeMeco Ryans, Jared Mayo off us. Like, so yeah. Sorry, Steve.
No, I just think the roster is it's too poor across the board. And even if they because originally I was thinking, well, maybe if they make a blockbuster trade for a quarterback or somehow, get Caleb Williams in the draft, okay, that's going to like really change everything. But you put a star quarterback on that roster. Yeah, they're going to be much better, but are they Super Bowl? No. Like the outside weapons, it's Parker. I mean, they're rocking with Parker still, man. Like it's just Belichick as a GM. It's no secret. I mean, he's getting tore up on all the shows and everything. It's just the roster is just not good. So it's hard for me to see. And keep in mind, this guy's a historian. Like there's no one I don't think you could sit down at a table with that knows more about the history of the NFL than Bill Belichick.
It's impressive too. It's impressive. Not just the NFL. It's like football. Period. It's impressive. That being said, what's this mean for Don Shula's record? For us three right here, or I know two of us, it doesn't mean anything if Belichick's. Well, for me, I gotta just eliminate both of y'all now. For me, it doesn't mean anything if Belichick gets the record because he cheated. Like a lot of these things should have asterisks by him, but whatever. What does this mean for Don Shula's record? Do you think he gets it now that he goes somewhere else?
Well, that's it. I think that's why he will leave, because deep down he'll never admit it, or he'll never say it publicly, but deep down he has to feel like, if I'm going to have a chance, I can't do it here. Because he's 71, 72? He's in his 70s, I'm almost positive.
How many more wins does he need? Like 17?
No,
Belichick,
like 22.
So Belichick is 72, was it? Belichick is 71, and he's on 301 career wins. Shula's on 328. George Halas is on 318. So, yeah, he's 27.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get it in New England. Like that would, for my dollar, I wanted him to stay in New England because it'll be an easy game every year, twice. And I didn't think he would get it in New England. But I do think if he goes somewhere else, it gives him a better chance to get the record. But I'm gonna ask you another question if y'all done with that. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Since I got y'all both on the podcast and we're talking about AFC East.
Oh, sorry, very quickly. Sorry. Dan Reeves has the most losses, tied with Jeff Fisher, 165. Belichick's on 160. Belichick is reaching that losing record before he reaches the winning record. He's 5 games off. And him winning last week essentially means he can't do it this season, but start of next season. That's mad.
Sounds good, but dog still got 6 Super Bowls, bro.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It sounds good. But all right, I got both y'all on the podcast. AFC East, Belichick's out of New England. Y'all want to go get y'all quarterback, Mac Jones, the backup Tua? And that's your boy, right?
Can't let some things lie, man. You just... Do you know what? Like, genuinely, yeah. People talk about what Brian Flores has done to and the weapons around him, stuff like that. Genuinely, I'm not just saying it because what I said about Mac Jones before. New England and Bill Belichick have destroyed Mac Jones. Like,
no, I'm not buying that.
Oh,
I'm not buying that.
Golly.
See,
offensive coordinator was Matt Patricia. That was his offensive coordinator, bro.
I'm not buying it.
Dude, okay, no, listen. Even if you don't think he's good, that's completely fair enough. I didn't say
he wasn't good, bro. I said he's not Tua, and he's not that good.
No. Listen, but what I said was that they have his mind. Just try and picture yourself in that situation, dude. You have no confidence, to the point where it's game week. Who's starting quarterback? I don't know. The guy has no weapons. The organization do have no faith in him as a human being. And again, we sat here and went through that with Tua and was like, "Yo, can we get dogs on weapons and stuff like that, dude?" They have obliterated.
That's funny, bro. Y'all boys is funny, bro. Y'all.
How is it funny? It's true,
Charlie. It's so true. What did you say about Tua? Trash O-line, no weapons, and we dogged our. Remember that? Oh, that meme was so great. What was the signals to get it in? We had our QB coach, then it went to the tight end coach, and then it went by pigeon to someone else. Who was that? Oh, it was so funny. And it was true. It was embarrassingly true. It was a joke. But
No, but
that narrative was okay for Tua, but then it doesn't apply to another
listen,
player.
man.
Why?
Serious question. Serious question. Are you open to having McCorkle Jones as the backup for Tua? Because I'm not in on Skylar Thompson, and I'm cool with moving on from Mike White. Like McCorkle Jones, in my opinion, is a solid backup for Tua. I don't think you got to pay him much, and he's be a good backup. What do y'all think? Like,
No,
I'm just asking.
I would take him. Has a very, very similar skill set to Tua.
What you think, Kadeem?
No, but more, and like, legit, it's more just a cap thing. Like, just go and.
Oh, you think
someone.
he'll cost too much? Like, he can't get paid more than Mike.
Oh, thing is, like, you're in no way paying him like more than $2 million.
Here's my thing. I got something for y'all boys. For some odd reason, Minnesota went, the Pastronaut, which I think is the best nickname in football. Josh Dobbs is an aerospace engineer. He has the name Pastronaut. He was balling out on these teams that aren't supposed to be successful, and he showed up, and the air is out the balloon now. You know what I'm saying? He's regressed back to why he moved on from multiple teams. They went from Josh Dobbs to Nick Mullins because they do not trust my dog Jaren Hall because he's too small and has concussion issues. Yo, I would trade a 6 or 7 round pick for Jaren Hall, 0 cap dollars, and he's our backup quarterback for the next 4 years. 3 years. I'm just saying that's what I would do. I like McCorkle Jones to be the backup, but go ahead. Did I say Josh Hall? Josh Dobbs? I meant Jaren Hall if I didn't say that. I would trade for rookie Jaren Hall because they're not even dressing him. He's the emergency third quarterback now. When he had one drive as the starting quarterback and accounted for 86 of the yards, 11 rushing and the rest passing, and came a yard short from a touchdown run before getting concussed. Go ahead, Steve.
That's what blows my mind about GMs and how they operate. It's you invested in this guy. Why not see you? There's 2 reasons. Either he just doesn't look right in practice. He's just not as good as the other guys. Okay, that's fair. And then I guess they can make the argument that they're going for the playoff push still. They're in the mix, right? But it drives me nuts when you're like, you draft a guy and you just give up on him without even just let him lace up. You might have a Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, dog had us. Like, seriously, I'm gonna send you the link. Dude's first and only drive as a starter was a legit. Oh, we might have something here, and then went from that to third string. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I don't know, bro. And he's my dog, and yeah, I'm going to bat for him, but it's on film now. It's not just, oh, Charlie thinks this dude's gonna be legit. No, he started in the NFL, like I said he would, and he was successful. But whatever, I'll send you the link. But yeah, man, that's all I had. I just want to bring it out. I'm okay with McCorkle Jones backing up Tua, although two of us here on this podcast, or 2 of y'all, had him above Tua once upon a time. That's crazy to me.
Wow, anyway, listen, Tua's back up next year. He's going to share the same name as Tua, same last name. Go get him.
Oh,
listen,
we gonna draft Talia?
Yo, that's my narrative. That's my narrative. If you dare the third and fourth,
I think he's gonna go too high. I think
Talia's gonna go and that's the thing. I think Tua's played this year and last year as well. Someone's like, yo, I can get younger Tua. Yeah, do it to me. But he's what? He's like 23, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's like 23. Or listen, either way, that's my backup next year. Yeah, 23. He'll be 24.
Once upon a time,
24.
Once upon a time, Tua was more mobile than Talia was. Picture that. Like, Tua was out here. But that's all I got, man. That's all we got, bro.
Same. Steve, thank you very, very, very much. Robert Ashton said, you know what, I could see that as a backup. That's Mac Jones. But wouldn't it be a big ask for the fan base to want him? We just took Mike White from the Jets, and no paper playing, so no one really cares. And shout out to touch of class
Yeah.
solutions. So Tua Junior, the real deal. Listen, get. I can't do it. You have Tua little brother in the NFL as a Dolphin. Amazing. But Steve, amazing. Thanks for coming on. I said before we recorded, how much time do you have? We're gonna go over. Charlie's like, no, we're good. An hour and a half later, we're still going, and we could still be talking. It is what it is. We always do it. It's always amazing. Thanks for joining us on the live. If you're listening after, thanks for tuning in. Once again, drop a like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Give us a follow or subscribe over on Patreon, and we shall see you for the Paper Planes preview. Peace.